Good morning, world. Recovery efforts still ongoing in Texas as the rain still continues to fall. Almost 100 dead, almost 100 still missing, and people are still asking for answers. ICE agents still hunting down people in California and other places in the United States, and now people are dying because of it. We're finding that and a whole lot more today in the net and on therealstoday.com. And now, from the TIB Truth in Broadcasting Network, this is Good Morning World, the podcast of realstoday.com. Kerr County, Texas.
Mr. Mayor, records show that the concept of flood warnings have been discussed at least 24 times by the county. What's the biggest reason that these systems have not gone into place at this point?
You know, Morgan, you and I grew up here. And I wasn't in office during those discussions. And frankly, I'm more focused on the future than the past, as you know. What I can say is the governor, the lieutenant governor, the Speaker of the Texas House have all provided us support, and they have all said this is a priority for the upcoming special legislative session.
And that's one of the things that infuriates me the most about this whole situation. He gave us the typical MAGA rhetoric answer, which is a non-answer. He didn't address the issue at all. And of course, the people in Kerr County are pissed off.
Y'all have got to stop making that tragedy in Texas political. There's absolutely nothing Republicans could have done differently to help save lives. Oh, really? Because Kerr County was literally given $10 million by the Biden administration to help upgrade their flood warning system, and they said no. Instead, you know what Kerr County did? They called it a communist agenda and rerouted the money to the sheriff's department. $7 million went to upgrade their comm system, which only cost $5 million, and then they gave $1 million to a retired deputy named Jeffrey Wendling to oversee it. Republicans want to lecture us on wasteful spending? And then the rest of the money went into discretionary funds for the department. One of those purchases being a $250,000 armored vehicle for a town of 50,000 people. Instead of putting that money towards a warning system that's going to help save lives, they just spent it on a bunch of police toys that are going to sit in a garage 99% of the time. And when FEMA offered an actual emergency alert system back in 2021, a county commissioner said, "What's the benefit?" Well, it probably would have helped prevent a horrific tragedy like this. What's the benefit? What's the benefit of giving a retired deputy $1 million? And just to be clear, this tragedy is political. They had the money, they made the choice, and Texans paid the price. Rest in peace to all the victims. This tragedy was 100% preventable. And I hope Texans wake up and realize that their Republican leadership is garbage.
And some of them are really pissed.
As a pastor who lives in the Texas Hill Country, I want to take this opportunity to tell those who are turning the flash flooding disaster that we have experienced in our community into a political thing, shut up and have some common decency. This is not the time for that. People have lost loved ones. Children are missing. Children have died.
With all due respect, Pastor, I'm totally kidding. I don't respect you. I don't respect frauds. So with all due disrespect, shut the hell up. Do you guys know why people say we shouldn't talk about this after a tragedy? Do you know why they say that? Because they're being guilty. It's because you're trying to avoid accountability, Pastor. We shouldn't talk about this. We should talk about this. People died. You said it. Kids lost their lives. You'd say we shouldn't talk about this? So you're admitting this is a very bad thing, right? So don't you want to get to the cause of it and try to prevent this from happening? And try to find some accountability? Isn't that the adult way to go? Isn't that the rational way to go? I know you're a pastor and rationality isn't your thing. But isn't that the way to go so we can prevent this shit from happening in the future? But your main goal is to protect your leader, and I'm not talking about God. So if someone gives a kid poison, we can take care of it, take him to the hospital, whatever we have to do. But shouldn't we find out who gave it to him, try to stop this, try to prevent this from happening, and find accountability? Isn't that the right thing to do so it doesn't happen again? You see, Pastor Dickhead Nut Flanders, people like you are useless. You pretend to help, but you don't really help. When there's a tragedy, what do? Dear God, I pray for the families. How did that work out for the 120 or so people so far who have lost their lives? How did it help out for them? How did your prayers help out? You say don't make it political. It is political. Because politicians could have put things in place to prevent this. It is political. All you do is offer prayers and try to stop people from holding people accountable. You don't even want to talk about it.
I'm Ray, and these are the Reals Today.